Didn't Lake Hamilton lose a ton though last year? Like,
it's time to get your football Friday night kicked off with the Coach Steve Airy Show on Classic Hits 101.7. The voice of the Bombers, Brad Hallworth, will join Coach Airy to talk about Mountain Home Bomber football coming up next on Classic Hits 101.7.
Village Carpet Shop says,
Baby, when you need to know where the deals are hot and the price is low, and we'll tell you.
at Village Carpet Shop.
Come and deal with us, you'll feel fine.
Do you need to find time to shop for flooring? Then call Village Carpet Shop. We'll bring our samples to your home so you can take the time to feel fine about it. You stand on it, we stand behind it at Village Carpet Shop on Highway 5 North in Mountain Home. Village Carpet Shop.
Need a little good news in your life? Well, here's the deal. State Farm has new lower car insurance rates in Arkansas, so you can now get the service and convenience of State Farm agent James Boyette at an even better price. That's right, State Farm can help you save more cash and get the good neighbor service you deserve. It's the real deal for car insurance. State Farm agent James Boyette is ready to help you save at Mountain Home. Call James today at 870-425-4540. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Are you building a new house, not sure where the property lines are? Strider Consulting can help. They're a civil engineering and land surveying firm located at 1029 Highway 201 north of Mountain Home. With over 23 years in the business, Strider Consulting has the experience and expertise to bring your project to life. Visit strider.consulting to see their full list of services and request your quote today. Strider Consulting is a proud supporter of Mountain Home Bombers athletics. Strider Consulting, engineering our future.
You may see it as you've got a pretty good deal when you are shopping at the Salvation Army, but the Salvation Army family sees it as a warm meal for a hungry child, a bill paid for a struggling single mother, and many other types of needed assistance that so many people struggle to get in today's society. My name is Major Michelle Robbins, and I encourage you to shop at the Salvation Army Family Store. Make a difference that truly counts.
The House of Realty isn't just a clever play on a name. It's the place to find quality realtors who help with buying and selling real estate. Are you downsizing? Need commercial property for that business you've always wanted? River property? The House of Realty owner-broker Dick House and his staff have represented the area for 50 years, so you can trust their knowledge. And they'll never let the ball drop when it comes to your deal. House of Realty, proud to support the Mountain Home Bombers, 701 South College, 425-5555.
The Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas's team of over 2,000 employees has one mission: deliver reliable, affordable, responsible power to 1.2 million members across Arkansas. But closings of baseload power plants across America are making this tougher and tougher. We believe in intermittent resources like wind and solar, but the sun doesn't always shine and the wind doesn't always blow. A balance of power game plan that includes every energy resource is a must to get that Friday night lights bright. The Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas.
Well, welcome into the Coach Steve Airy Show as we head into the third game of the season tonight at Greenwood. We'll talk about that matchup here in just a moment. First, though, we'll look back at last week's loss at Harrison. Overall, we'll talk about the game specifics here in a minute. Steve, just overall, your thoughts on last week's performance.
It was just disappointing. It takes us a while to get off the bus and show up. You know, we gotta get better at getting off the bus. Seems like that's a reoccurring theme for me. But that's the facts. We got to get off to a fast start. We bury ourselves usually.
How much effect, if any, did the weather delay have?
I don't think it had any effect at all. You know, they come out and come out. You know, people come skiing you up. Their scheme was to run over the top of us. That was their plan. I had to get some bigger bodies in the game. Try to defend that. And then, you know, offensively, we had to every now and then match a score or something like that. You know, but it was 13-0 at half, 13-0 at the end of the first quarter, and then they didn't score again until the fourth. But we didn't muster up no points till really late in the game. needed some points, needed to get back in the game, so to speak, get our kids kind of fighting and get a little momentum back. But, hey, they just kind of controlled us physically, and that was the name of the game.
That offensive line they had was huge, too. That was tough to deal with.
That they were big, and they weren't pulling people. They were just coming right at you. I mean, right at you, and they were more physical Friday night than we were. And I tell the kids that all the time. Most physical team usually wins the game.
First play from scrimmage, you elected to receive. Let's talk about that, because usually you like to defer, but you wanted the ball Friday night, didn't you?
Kept talking about weather. So we had talked about it earlier that day. Coach Husky had said, you know, if weather comes in, this is a non-conference game, they'll call it at halftime. So I'm thinking, okay, we're going to get lightning. This thing's going to get called at half. Let's get another possession under our belt. So we elected to take the ball.
Very good. First play from scrimmage, going to be very happy with that. 25-yard gain just right out of the chute.
Yeah, and it seemed like everything else got a yellow flag thrown on it.
I wanted to talk about that.
So, yeah, we couldn't get it mustered up. Too bad that was a one-and-done type of situation.
Yeah, and I know you don't say much about the officials, and I'll say it for you. It seemed like every time we had a big play, was going to get a first down, the flag came from right in front of their bench somehow.
Yeah.
I'll let you leave it at that. Let's talk about more about the offense. And I tell you what, you got that first down in that first play, and then only two more first downs the rest of the first half. It was tough sledding offensively. It
was. We stayed behind the sticks most of the time. We never – and when you're behind the sticks, it makes it a tough game. And then you really kind of abandon your game plan, so to speak, because you're always trying to call a 10-yard play instead of a 5-yard play, and you get into stuff like that. So it was just a tough night, with being in the hole all night.
We'll take a break. We'll have more in just a moment. You're listening to the Coach Steve Airy Show on Classic Hits 101.7.
At FNBC, we've been focused on community for over 100 years. To us, that means providing products and services that meet our customers' needs. It's that kind of community and customer focus that brought me to FNBC. Hi, this is Melanie Britt, and I'm proud to be a part of the FNBC Community Banking team right here in Mountain Home. I invite you to stop by and pull up a chair at our office, located at 102 Highway 62 East, to see how we can help you with your banking needs. You and FNBC, better together.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Visit American Safeguard Insurance of Mountain Home on the corner of Highway 62 and Cardinal. Insurance made simple.
Baxter Regional Medical Center is now Baxter Health. When it comes to health and healing, there's no place like home. At Baxter Health, providing compassionate care beyond measure is their mission, because when it feels like home, it heals like home. The Baxter Health team has proudly supported Bomber athletics since 1963 and are privileged to continue that tradition for the 2022-23 season. Go Bombers from Baxter Health.
Hi, this is Big Box Brad, inviting you to come see us at Brad's Big Box Emporium.
Brad, we've gone over this before. You're not a big box store.
I mean, we have so many big TVs and big grills here, and they all come in big boxes.
Still not a big box store.
Folks, come see our Traeger grills, Vision grills, and the huge Samsung TVs, and our other big boxes.
Just give them the website, Brad.
BigBoxBrad.com.
No.
Okay. Brad'sTV.com, next to Walmart, Mountain Home.
We don't expect you to call a banker to fix your leaky faucet, just like no one expects you to be an expert in the home buying or selling process. That's why you have a realtor. When you hire a professional realtor like me, Kim Conan with Southern Breeze Real Estate, I work for you to ensure you are appropriately priced, correctly marketed, and get your home sold in a timely manner, allowing you to focus your energy on what you're best at. Kim Conan, Southern Breeze Real Estate, 425-8868.
Children grow up so fast, but it takes just a moment to plan for their future and their education. This is Dennis Milligan, Arkansas State Treasurer. Start saving for your child or your grandchild today with the Arkansas Brighter Future 529 plan. New name, same great way to save for education. Brighter Futures start today. Visit brighterfuturedirect529.com.
To learn more about the Arkansas 529 plan, its investments, objectives, risks, and costs, read the official statement at brighterfuturedirect529.com. Paid for by the Arkansas Section 529 Plan Review Committee.
We continue with the Coach Steve Airy show, and Steve, you mentioned it was halftime. It was 13-0. Obviously, a game that's well within striking distance. What was your message to the young men at halftime?
Well, we just had to make some corrections defensively, and I thought, hey, we win this thing. We can win this game 14-13 real easy. You know, muster up some defense. Let's get a couple scores. Let's just keep fighting and do what we do. We tend to play a little better in the second half, and you just make your kids believe. I believe. And good things are going to happen. We were getting better defensively. We weren't great, but we were getting better. And then we felt like we had some halftime adjustments that was going to help us. And anyway, it just never did transpire.
You slowed them down until they put together the drive in that fourth quarter. And hats off to Harrison, an 18-play, 80-yard drive. And it was very – if you're a Harrison fan, it was fun to watch. Mount Homeside, boy, it was tough because they were just 4 yards, 5 yards, 4 yards. It was tough to stop.
Yeah, it was, and we tried to get big in there. We tried to get some bigger bodies, and they just came right at us, and we didn't have an answer for it.
You brought Leg in, linebacker. You brought Morton in. You brought some of the big boys in to try to slow it down, didn't you?
Yeah, we did, and we had a chance to make a few plays, and we didn't. That's the name of the game. You got to make plays when the opportunity presents itself. So, there's times might hit a guy at the line of scrimmage and he slides off for 3, or they run a sweep and you let yourself get hooked and you don't get off a block. Right. But it is what it is. Frustrating.
Well, let's talk about that. The drive, they got points on the board for your ball club. You made the switch at quarterback, and Cade Yates came in, I should say, and threw the ball well and moved him downfield and got some points on the board.
Yeah, I think Cade was 6 for 8, and he did a good job. He did what he was asked to do. Barney went out and caught some balls, and I think we got him the ball a few times there, and it just worked out really good. But he gives us another dimension as an athlete at wide receiver.
That's where I was going to go, because he is such a great athlete. You can play him pretty much anywhere on the field, can't you?
He's one of the toughest runners we have. He's one of the best receivers we have. He's one of the best athletes we have. He's valuable wherever he plays.
What's practice been like this week after that loss to Harris? I know the young men, they were pumped up ready for that one.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. Kids bounced back pretty good. They were really deflated after the Nettleton game, and I think right now they know it's time to move on. We're going to Greenwood. We better be ready to play. You don't want to go down there and not be ready to play. So I think that's kind of the mindset and the focus.
Well, let's take a break. We'll come back, talk about the matchup against the Bulldogs tonight. And we continue with the Coach Steve Airy Show here on Classic Hits 101.7.
Goodbye, banking with limits. Hello, banking as it should be. The mobile apps from Arvest Bank give you the power to bank how you want, when you want. Pay bills, send and receive money, deposit checks, and lock your Arvest debit and credit cards. Need a mortgage? Get pre-qualified and track your loan's progress. You can even text your own personal banker and not have to wait on hold. With mobile apps from Arvest, say goodbye to limits and hello to possibilities. Arvest Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
At Knox Orthopedics, they know the pain from an injury demands immediate attention. At Knox, they can fix that. Their 4 highly qualified physicians, Drs. Knox, Rawls, McConnell, and Franklin, make it their priority to see you as soon as possible. You'll benefit from the best in orthopedic medicine with doctors who really care about getting you back to a life that's pain-free. See them at No. 3 Medical Plaza Mountain Home or during clinic hours at Harrison, Salem, and West Plains. Check them out at knoxorthopedics.com.
Since 1965, Harold Tucker Auto Parts has been serving the Twin Lakes area. Thank you, Twin Lakes area. See Harold Tucker Auto Parts for parts both foreign and domestic. From parts for automobiles to parts for mowers. They have custom-built hydraulic hoses and welding supplies, too. Open Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 5:30. Harold Tucker Auto Parts, your bumper-to-bumper auto specialist. Family-owned and 3 generations strong. Harold Tucker Auto Parts, proud to sponsor the Mountain Home Bombers. 810 South Street, Mountain Home. 425-5040.
United Country Real Estate of Mountain Home is the largest seller of rural real estate in the United States. With United Country, you'll find trust and integrity, integral parts of their high standards. As a seller, you'll benefit from United Country's unique and proven marketing system. You owe it to yourself to call the #1 team in the nation today at 425-3820. United Country Real Estate, proud supporters of our Mountain Home Bombers.
Why hold a parade that only goes 1 block? What in the world is a bathtub race? And how can one town be the training ground for American Pharaoh and the former playground of Al Capone? That's just Hot Springs being Hot Springs. Between thermal waters, thoroughbreds, and the world's shortest St. Patrick's Day parade, this town isn't trying to be unique. It just comes naturally. Come experience this slightly unconventional and completely wonderful place called Hot Springs, Arkansas. It's different here. Come see why.
We're back with Mountain Home Head football coach Steve Airy. And Steve, let's talk about Greenwood. It's hard to fathom. It's never happened. We're starting conference playing 3rd game of the season instead of the 4th game of the season, the way the conference is this year. And is that an advantage, disadvantage at all to anybody?
Nah, I don't think so. It's just nope. It's just Friday Night Lights.
Just another Friday night.
Yeah, it's just another Friday night. There's no disadvantage or anything going on.
Well, let's talk about Greenwood. We know the tradition. 8 state titles in the last 13 years, just amazing. And even with the coaching change, Chris Young takes over, and he keeps on rolling with that Bulldog program, doesn't he?
Yeah, you can just tell there's a system in place there. There's a blueprint there, and they follow it to the T because they don't drop off. They don't take a step back.
Let's talk offense. Of course, that's where everybody starts when you talk about Greenwood. Now, they had an incredible finish last week, scored a last-second Hail Mary, 3 touchdowns in the last 2 minutes to win that game. They've got 2 good quarterbacks. The Houston young man who we saw one game last year was injured, so we don't know if we'll see Houston or Kane Archer, the freshman, but either way, they're pretty good, aren't they?
Both quarterbacks are really good. They're a little bit different. Houston got dinged up last week, and Archer came in and finished the job. And both those guys are capable of getting it done. The offensive line is strong. The receiving core is strong. There's good supporting cast. There's more going on there than just the quarterback for sure.
And when folks talk about a spread team like Greenwood and throwing the ball all the time, it's not like they're throwing 20 or 30-yard passes. They're throwing 4, 5, 6-yard passes and turning them into 10, 15-yard gains.
Yeah, they pride themselves in blocking, being physical. They're 170-pound wide receivers, have the same mindset. I think that's the number one thing that they got to get. They got to get blocks out there to run that type of offense, and those guys really play hard. They're fun to watch.
So what do you have to do from a defensive standpoint to try to slow that down?
Have better offense. We have to keep them off the field. We have to generate points. If we don't muster up first downs and points, it's a long night. They're gonna score points. They're gonna score points. They're wired that way.
Let's take another break. We'll talk about the Greenwood defense here in just a moment as we continue with the Coach Steve Airy Show here on Classic Hits 101.7.
Use the smile to change your world, but don't let the world change your smile. Coleman Family Dentistry is a proud supporter of the Mountain Home Bombers. A family-friendly dental office providing the state-of-the-art clinic, Coleman Family Dentistry is dedicated to you, your health, and especially your smile. With locations in Mountain Home and Cotter, there's every reason to book your appointment today. Call 870-424-4670. Go Bombers.
ASC Warranty is proud to support the Mountain Home Bombers. ASC Warranty provides dealers with vehicle protection plans for any vehicle in their inventory. ASC Warranty's greatest assets are the people that make up the ASC team. The work ethic and dedication to consistently superior services provided by all of their employees are second to none. ASC Warranty is proud to say the Bombers have the same values. ASC Warranty is one of your biggest fans. They will be cheering you on every step of the way. Go Bombers!
When is a home truly move-in ready? Hi, I'm Heather Hendricks.
And I'm John Schaub. You know, some buyers are in a big hurry.
They don't have time for repairs, painting, or cleaning.
That's why homes that are move-in ready stand out in the market.
Call the Ozarks team. Find us at enjoytheozarks.com.
The Ozarks team, Century 21 Lemac Realty, 1024 Highway 62B East in Mountain Home, Arkansas.
Mountain Home High School FFA advisor and Mountain Home grad Josh Baker shares how FFA was a part of his life long before he became a teacher.
So I started in ag class in 8th grade with Miss Jackie Albright. She was my first ag teacher. And then I continued my FFA career on into high school where I had Roger Steele. We actually worked together for 2 years before he retired. I'm a native of Mountain Home and came up through the school system and feel blessed to have been a part of it.
KTLO Classic Hits in the Boot is proud of all our Bombers.
I'm Rex Nelson. Outside of the state's natural beauty, the thing that strikes me most as I travel Arkansas is the junk in yards and trash along the highways. In a place that markets itself as the natural state, we've too often been guilty of, at best, ignoring our natural treasures, at worst, polluting and littering them. Let's take pride in our state by keeping it litter-free. Visit KeepArkansasBeautiful.com to get involved.
This message brought to you by this station, the Arkansas Broadcasters Association, and the Keep Arkansas Beautiful Commission.
We're back with Mountain Home head coach Steve Airy. We talked about Greenwood's offense. Let's talk about them defensively now. What do we expect from the Bulldogs?
We're seeing a 3-3 defense out of them right now, and it seems like last year was a 3-4, but it's a little bit different. I think it's going to be a system where they get better at it every week. You know what I mean? They've given up a few points, but they did this last year. They gave up some points early, but they play a tough schedule early too. So I'm not going to say, you know, defense is this or that. It's a little bit different defense, and you know, I expect it to be good. I expect it to be a good defense. They play good ball over there.
They do. This is our fourth trip in just under 2 years to face Greenwood at their place.
It is. I don't know how it played out like that, but I haven't enjoyed that trip one time.
Offensively, how do you attack that defense?
You know, I think you have to be balanced, obviously, but you know, we want to run the football. We want to keep the clock running. They don't need 17 possessions. They need 12. You know, stuff like that is the type of game we need to get in with these guys. Last year, we had a good recipe and gave them some problems the first time we played them.
Right.
But we couldn't get them off the field on 3rd and long. You know, DBs had our eyes were bad. They're really good at what they do, and we're just going to have to make plays, keep them off the field, make plays, keep them off the field, make plays, score a few points.
We're taking one more break. We'll come back, talk more about this matchup in just a moment. This is the Coach Steve Airy Show on Classic Hits 101.7.
They don't just sell products, they provide solutions. River City Flooring has the largest selection of flooring of all types. Luxury vinyl, waterproof, carpet, tile, laminate, and more. Don't just stop at the flooring. Get the kitchen or bath of your dreams with River City Flooring. There's no better time to buy than now. River City Flooring, now carrying Garber blinds. Highway 62 East, where quality matters and their #1 priority is you.
While pundits try to predict the future of the national economy, you may be worrying about your own economic condition. A vital part of your business and your personal financial strategy should be when and how to borrow money. At Farmers and Merchants Bank, you'll find the right person to guide you through the loan process and answer those questions you have on your mind right now. Put your mind at ease with Farmers and Merchants Bank, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
And a brighter day up ahead.
White River Materials has earned a reputation for producing industry-leading high-quality results. They have the experience and equipment to perform each project quickly, safely, and cost-efficiently. Privately owned and operated, White River Materials prides themselves in quality work with the customer's best interest in mind. If you need limestone or concrete products or someone to do the job correctly the first time, give White River Materials a call today at 425-3431 or 425-4510.
There is no one that knows the Twin Lakes area better than a local realtor. Local realtors know all the best neighborhoods. A local realtor can find the best properties that fit into your local search criteria and when it comes to real estate. Baxter Real Estate Company is the name all locals know. As part of the Twin Lakes community, Baxter Real Estate Company has local realtors who not only love this area, but truly know it too. When you need a real estate company, you need Baxter Real Estate Company, the Twin Lakes area's best choice for local realtors.
Ready for a music tour through the Arkansas Delta? Let's see. Johnny Cash Boyhood Home? Check. A new rockabilly exhibit? Check again. A live broadcast of the country's longest-running blues radio program? We've got it. The bronze bust of Levon Helm? On the list. Find these spots and more as you travel the Arkansas Delta Music Trail. Go to the new deltabyways.com to see all the driving tours through the Arkansas Delta Byways region.
This ad paid with state and regional funds.
We're back one more time with Mountain Home head football coach Steve Airy. See, we talked about the Houston young man and the Archer young man, the two quarterbacks for Greenwood. This is just the start, though, with this conference. Little Rock Christian's got a quarterback. We're going to see a good quarterback when I'm drawing a total blank now.
Little Rock Christian's got the kid that's been offered. Pulaski Academy's got a good one.
Yeah, Pulaski Academy. That was the other team I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We're going to see him.
Yep.
We just got to get ready for him. I need to really, somehow or another, get really athletic on the back end real soon. So, anyway, we're gonna get better because they're going to make you better.
Well, let's talk about this 6A West Conference. You got, of course, tonight the opening game in conference, but PA, Christian, and Lake Hamilton, three of the teams expected to contend for the title, all sitting 2-0. Greenwood's 1-1, and you look at their schedule with Stillwater, a team that should be one of the top 6A teams in Oklahoma, played in the state title game last year. This is a top-heavy conference, isn't it?
It is. It is. Yeah, you can't down-talk this conference or downplay it. It is what it is, and it's like SEC football, man.
It really is.
It's like you have a war and a stout opponent every week.
Yes.
There's no dodging it.
So have you talked much about the conference race with the team and what to expect and what your expectations are?
You know, I probably should, but I don't. I keep it a week-to-week thing. You know, our big focus was Nettleton week 1. That was a game we really needed to win. Our focus week 2 was Harrison. Now that's a game we really needed to win. And I've just not really got into that.
Yeah.
We know where we sit. We know what people think. We know where we are in the rankings. We know. I don't have to. It ought to motivate you. You know what I mean? I don't have to keep throwing it up in their face or whatever. I mean, we got to get out and we got to get better. We're getting ready to hit a buzzsaw, and we just got to get better.
Well, let's talk about first off injuries. Any injuries to talk about going into tonight?
You know, Tristan played last week, and he's hurt again. So Tristan's out. Tristan Hayes is out at corner. But other than that, I think we got everybody back.
Good. All right, let's talk about the keys. What do you have to do to knock off Greenwood tonight?
Keep those dudes off the field. try to win the clock management game. Manage the clock, run the clock. Got to get first downs and points. And then defensively, we got to get them off field a little bit. We can't let them score at will. They're good. And we need our fair share of stops and give our offense a chance.
Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
All right, Mountain Home head football coach Steve Airy. We'll take a break. We'll join you live from Greenwood next here on Classic Hits 101.7.
You've been listening to the Coach Steve Airy Show. Join us each Friday night at 6 to get the latest information from the head coach of the Mountain Home Bombers on Classic Hits 101.7.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Greenwood School District and Athletic Department, we'd like to welcome you to Greenwood High School in Smith Robinson Stadium, the home of champions in the classroom, champions in the community, and champions in competition. We also want to welcome the visiting Mountain Home Bombers and their cheer squads and fans to our school and community. Everyone, please remember that this evening's game is being played under the authority, rules, and regulation of the Arkansas Activities Association. Interscholastic activities are an important extension of the classroom. Both the association and district ask for the support of each one here in promoting good sportsmanship through courteous and responsible behavior. Ladies and gentlemen, we now ask you to stand and ask our gentlemen to remove their hats in respect of our nation as we invite your attention to the south end zone. The Greenwood High School Air Force Junior ROTC Honor Guard is entering the field in preparation for a moment of silence, the Pledge of Allegiance, and the playing of the national anthem. The Air Force Junior ROTC program is led by Major Lewis Clark. Now introducing our honor guard for this evening. Commanding this evening's performance is Cadet Mary Skossel, assisted by Cadet J.C. McBride, Cadet Cole Vincent, Cadet Caleb Nelson, Cadet Autumn Cheesley, and Brody Kiefner. Please join us now as we pause for a moment of silence. Thank you. Now please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now, in honor of our great nation and all those who have served to make it so, this is our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please remain standing until the colors have left the field. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we invite you to remain standing for the Greenwood High School alma mater. Officials for this evening's game are Mark Gay, Jason Harris, Sam Richardson, Mark Johnson, and Jake Schrum. Ladies and gentlemen, the GHS cheerleaders are sponsoring a new contest called Secret Bogey. Each home game the rest of the season, you'll have an opportunity to guess who the secret bogey is. We'll provide hints throughout the first half and will reveal the secret bogey at halftime after cheer performs. You'll have the opportunity to guess as much as you would like. Each guess is $1, and the chances are being sold at a table near the Bulldog head. captains are from Mountain Home Bombers, number 5, Dylan Drury, number 8, Brady Barnett, number 71, Elijah Ladd. Captains for the Greenwood Bulldogs, number 2, Storm Sherry, number 9, Hunter Houston, number 24, Aiden Kennan, number 33, Jake Glover, number 43, Evan Williams.
Back in Greenwood, let's get the introduction of the referees brought to you by Farmers and Merchants Bank. Working as a team to make our communications better by helping you reach your goals. Home and Lead Banking, member FDIC. Officials tonight, we got Urban Malone, Nate Archibald, Craig Hilo, Drew Rollins, and John Stockton is here this evening. Captains on the field, getting ready for the coin toss. The captains tonight, introduction of the captains brought to you by Rock River Materials. All your concrete and limestone needs, give White River Materials a call today. Well, our captains for Mountain Home this evening, Dylan Drury, Brady Barnett, and Elijah Legg, and they are at midfield. We talked about Hunter Houston being injured last week with a concussion and not expected to play tonight, but he is one of the captains out there, and he's dressed out, and we'll see. Doesn't mean he's going to play, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's kind of a not really a shock. I mean, because I think they're fine at either quarterback that they throw out there, but usually when a kid's out for the game, they don't throw them out there in pads and a helmet. Usually they wear the jersey, might have sweatpants on, but it's a little unusual, if you ask me. But
the coin toss being conducted right now, and I'll let you watch that while I read this real quick here. Coin toss brought to you by the office of Rob Coleman and the team at American Safeguard Insurance. Proud to support our local athletes and their families. And Greenwood
won the toss.
And they deferred, so Mountain Home's going to get the football to start the game. We'll break. Kick this one off next. It's Bomber football on Classic Hits 101.7.
They have some fireworks.
I say so. Cash Archer has his first D1 offers from Louisville.
Saw that the other day.
Wish this damn tent was in here so we can see over.
15 seconds.
Ready to get this one underway. The Bombers will receive the opening kickoff. Our opening kickoff tonight brought to you by Arvest Bank. Pay bills, manage your cards, send money and more with the highly rated Arvest Go mobile app. Steve Duran will do the kickoff, handle the kicking duties for the Bulldogs, and this one is underway. Fox will, actually one of the men will make the catch at the 22-yard line and the return to about the 30, and that's where Mountain Home is going to start with their first possession of the evening. Number Return that time for Mountain Home. Looked like it was Jacob Chenoweth.
I couldn't see who that was.
I believe it was Chenoweth. We are looking directly into the sun. They've got a new press box here.
I will say it is nice, but it's directly at the sun.
We're going to have this for another 20 minutes or so. So the Bombers with the football.
Yates in at quarterback.
Yes. Yates will give it straight ahead to Chenoweth, and nice hole to run through on the right side. He's going to pick up about 8 out to the 38.
You know, that was a big move that Coach Airy was pondering last week, and I think he officially pulled the trigger on it, putting Cade Yates in at quarterback. And Brady Barnett looked like he was stretched out at a spread-out tight end.
He's on the right side. So second and I said an 8-yard game is a 2-yard game, my bad. So the pass to the near side complete to Drury. He is going to be at the line to gain, right
close.
at the 40-yard line.
I'll give it to him.
It is going to be a first down.
That's exactly what they were wanting out of Cade Yates. You know, he's not quite the athlete that Barnett was, but his arm talent is as good as any dude I've seen play quarterback last 10, 15 years, at least here.
Came in the fourth quarter last week, went 6 of 8 and led a touchdown drive. He's going to give it to Chenoweth this time, and, boy, not much there. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it.
Now, you mentioned he came in and a little bit of mop-up duties. We got a flag out there.
And waiting to see what the indication is. The official's going to turn away from us to give the indication.
It's always fun.
Especially looking into the sun like we are right now. We could barely see the teams out there.
If it was just a little bit lower, it'd be perfect. Looks like
That's a dead ball. Unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against Mountain Home. That's going to back the Bombers up 15 yards. Oh, now they're also going to call it on Greenwood. So it's going to be offsetting penalties.
Okay. It's on 43 at Greenwood. They called it on Evan Williams. I couldn't hear the PA announcer say who it was for Mountain Home.
So 2nd and 10 for the Bombers. 10:53 left, opening quarter, just getting started from Greenwood. In Greenwood for the 4th time in just under 2 years. Yates going to roll the pocket to the right side, fires it, and it's going to be incomplete.
He had Drury, though. Drury had a little bit of separation there on the sideline, just didn't put enough air under it. But you mentioned he came in late at that Harrison game. He also played about a quarter and a half of the benefit game against Jonesboro and led that comeback. I know it was a benefit game, so there were varsity players spread around, but he did lead him back from a 28-7 deficit from halftime. So he's got that comeback gene, I guess you'd say.
Of course, he was the starting quarterback to begin last season, and then played several games, got several starts, and then Barnett took over. Now we got a whistle just before the ball is snapped, and timeout Greenwood. We'll break. 10:33 left in the opening quarter. We are scoreless. You're listening to Bomber Football on Classic Hits 101.7.
Folding a fitted sheet, programming the thermostat, matching your socks. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with an auto owner's insurance independent agent, getting the right coverage for your home doesn't have to be one of them. So you can get back to more important things, like finding that missing sock. That's simple human sense.
Visit American Safeguard Insurance of Mountain Home on the corner of Highway 62 and Cardinal. Insurance made simple.
Here we go in 3, 2, 1.
We talked a lot about Kane Archer in our pregame. His older brother, Cash Archer, starts on the defensive line, received an offer from Louisville. They've got another freshman, offensive lineman Cody Taylor, who has visited Arkansas. Hasn't received an offer yet, but he's made a visit there, so they have got some talent. 3rd down and 10 for Mountain Home. Again, Yates rolling the pocket right side. Completes the pass to Drury, but this is going to be a completion for about a 3-yard loss. They're going to mark it back at near the 37-yard line.
You know, he was able to make the completion, and it looked like they were well covered down the field, too, so that was really his only option. Bad enough it was a 3-yard loss.
So 4th and 13 here for the Bombers. Aiden Kinnan is back deep for the Bulldogs. And the punt is away from Barnett. Tries to kick it away from Kennan. It's going to roll. Kennan picks it up at the 22-yard line. The return back up the middle. Lag stands him up, and he's going to be stopped at about the 32-yard line or so, and that's where Greenwood will take over with their first possession of the evening.
Yeah, you talk about this Greenwood offense that scored 42 points a game. Again, if they don't have that really good 15 minutes last game, they're in the 20s. The 20s
exactly
or 30s.
Right, yep. And they're 0-2 if they didn't have that.
I think I saw Tim Terry tweet, he's the radio announcer for Greenwood. I think they said last time they started 0-2 was like 2000.
Handoff goes straight ahead for the Bulldogs, and on first down, they keep it on the ground. It was Williamson with the carry. He's going to pick up 5 out to, make it a gain of 4 out to the 37. Second and 6 here for the Bulldogs. They'll send a man in motion. Archer looking to make it. It is Houston that's in the ball game, and Houston's going to complete a pass on the far sideline. He left last week with a suspected concussion, but he's able to get the start here tonight.
When you talked to Coach Young, I believe he was saying that he was looking to be out this game, but he looks fine to me.
He's out there. Pick up a 7 on first down. Houston quickly to the left side. It's going to be complete. Carnes, it was on the catch on the far side. He's going to take it near midfield. They're going to mark it at the 48 with a 4-yard pickup.
We're that close to the sunset finally.
We're getting there. Second and 6 here for the Bulldogs. Empty backfield for Houston. Moving left to right in this opening quarter. Houston time, sets his feet, completes it to Kennan, has first down yardage across the 45 of Mountain Home, and he's going to take it to about the 44 of the Bombers, and the Bulldogs will move the chains.
He had a lot of time in the pocket. The ball looks just so different when it comes out of his hand, but when you have time like that, a lot of quarterbacks will look good with that kind of protection.
Williamson will go in motion. They empty the backfield. The swing pass to the left side. Again, Carnes on the catch. He's going to be forced out of bounds. Well, it's amazing how quickly Greenwood is up to the line and ready to snap the ball. As soon as the official puts it down,
they're ready to go.
They are. 6-yard pickup to the Mountain Home 38-yard line. Kennan goes in motion to the top side of the field. Houston rolling to his right. Fires downfield. It's incomplete. Looking that time for Peyton Preston. Couldn't haul it in. Preston has 10 catches on the year.
Just a bit high. Still got his fingertips, but if just a couple inches lower, that's probably a completion.
So third down and about 4 here for the Bulldogs. Houston looking to pass, rolling right side, is complete to Preston. He is going to be near a first down. He should have it at the Mountain Home, looks to be the 33-yard line.
That's what we talked about pregame. That's another play. He just creates a play with his legs. He shifts those passing lanes, and he's able to find what he wants pretty easily.
Williamson, the single setback now with trips to the left side for the Bulldogs. They look to the sideline, and they'll get the play signaled in. Again, Hunter Houston does get the start here for Greenwood tonight. Hands it off to Williamson up the middle, has some room. He's going to scurry between a couple of those big offensive linemen and take it to the 29-yard line with a 4-yard gain.
Last couple of years they've been making big plays just off of explosiveness, and they're just trying to create things. But now it's just like death of 1,000 paper cuts. They've 4-yard gain, 8-yard gain, 7-yard gain. They're just moving down the field slowly but surely.
Second down, the handoff is straight ahead as into the contest, and getting the handoff that time was Braden Davis. Davis to the 25 with a 4-yard gain. That's what a lot of folks don't realize with this offense. We'll talk about it when we get a chance. It's Davis again trying to get to the outside and stepped up by Drury. But he's still going to make his way to the 22-yard line with a 3-yard gain. And it's going to be enough for a first down. It's not an offense where they throw it 20 yards down the field every play. They throw little 2 to 5 yard routes, and then they get a lot of yards after the catch. Pass to the near side. It's behind the Mountain Home tent, and we can't see. It is complete.
It's Isaiah Arrington, it looked like, number 19.
He makes the catch. It's going to be at the 14-yard line with an 8-yard gain. So 2nd and 2 now for the Bulldogs. Boy, they go fast.
Yes.
It's Williamson on the handoff to the left side, cuts it back into the middle part of the field. He's into the end zone. It's a touchdown for the Bulldogs. 6:53 left here in this opening quarter, and the Bulldogs score on their opening possession. Boy, this offense makes it look so easy, don't they?
I mean, it was almost no time before the official put the ball down that they were ready to go every single play. I mean, it was impressive to watch that first drive.
Now the extra point attempt, Duran is in to attempt that here for the Bulldogs. Archer's the holder. The kick is up, and it's good. 6:53 left first quarter, 7-0 Greenwood. You're listening to Bomber Football on Classic Hits 101.7.
River Materials has earned a reputation for producing industry-leading high-quality results. They have the experience and equipment to perform each project quickly, safely, and cost-efficiently. Privately owned and operated, White River Materials prides themselves in quality work with the customer's best interest in mind. If you need limestone or concrete products or someone to do the job correctly the first time, give White River Materials a call today at 425-3431 or 425-4510.
1965, Harold Tucker Auto Parts has been serving the Twin Lakes area. Thank you, Twin Lakes area. See Harold Tucker Auto Parts for parts both foreign and domestic. From parts for automobiles to parts for mowers. They have custom-built hydraulic hoses and welding supplies too. Open Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 5:30. Harold Tucker Auto Parts, your bumper-to-bumper auto specialist. Family-owned and 3 generations strong. Harold Tucker Auto Parts, proud to sponsor the Mountain Home Bombers. 810 South Street, Mountain Home, 425-5040.
Back in Greenwood, the kickoff gets into the end zone from Duran, so the Bombers will start their second possession of the night at their own 20-yard line. And thankfully, we finally lost the sun. we can see what's going on now.
I was almost worried when we got here. I thought we need to get some sunscreen from the gas station down the road.
7-0 Greenwood with the early lead. Yates will give it to Chenoweth, bouncing it to the outside, turns it upfield, and he's going to pick up 5 yards on first down.
No, that was only a 5-yard gain, but Chenoweth makes some moves that make some guys miss. He's real deceptive when he moves.
I was watching Josiah Chappa. He and Brady Mackey of Greenwood really jawing at each other. Chappa was blocking him 15 yards downfield. I don't think Mackey liked that. 2nd and 5 here for the Bombers, working right to left. The ball kept this time by Yates. Cannot slip the tackle in the backfield. It's going to be a 4-yard loss. And charging through that time, one of the linebackers, Riley White, and drops him back at the 21.
You know, there was a little read option play there. If he hands it off there, he might have got probably about a 4 or 5 yard gain there, but not much more than that.
So now 3rd and 9 for Mountain Home at their own 21-yard line. Yates setting up in the pocket. Now he's going to be forced out of the pocket. He'll tuck it and run. He is going to have a first down across the 30-yard line to the 31 before he is tackled there.
That's the thing with Yates. You know, we mentioned he's not quite the athlete that Barnett is. You know, he's going to go play football at Harding next year, but he's still a pretty good athlete. He moves well. He got good arm speed. He just looks real good out there. Looks real comfortable.
Barnett's been playing a tight end position for Mountain Home, but he's not exactly lining up right next to the tackle. They've been spreading him out some, and a little different look offensively by the Bombers tonight.
Kind of similar how they line up Rob Gronkowski. He's
Yes.
kind of out wide, just that big body out there.
Fresh set of downs. The give is to Chenoweth, trying to go right side, and boy, there's not much there at all. He's going to, in fact, lose about a yard on the play.
Mountain Home High School's Teacher of the
Makes the stop for the Bulldogs. Cash is a sophomore, plays a defensive end position. That's his brother Kane. That's the quarterback. They call it a loss of 1 back to the 30, so it's a 2nd and 11 here for Mountain Home. They want to work the clock here offensively before they snap it each time, and they'd love to see some long, sustained drives to keep the ball away from the Bulldogs. 4-man front
Forced to run is Yates. His pass is intercepted. He overshot the receiver and is picked off at the 43-yard line by safety Josh Allen.
You know, that's one of those other throws that, you know, he with time and with more flow in this offense, he'll make those later down the road, but it's just a little bit high.
So Greenwood will take over at the Mountain Home 43-yard line. First turnover of the night. The Bombers are now -3 in the turnover category so far this season. I should say -2 in the turnover differential. Houston pump fakes once, looks a little across the middle, has Williamson wide open for 6, and he drops it. Oh, a huge break for Mountain Home. Javon Williamson, if he catches that one, walks untouched into the end zone. He got behind the secondary, and somebody lost him in his route.
He was thinking what his touchdown dance is going to look like. I mean, there was nobody within 10 yards of him.
No. Again, it's Braden Davis in the backfield now for the Bulldogs. Houston now up to the line of scrimmage as they signal a play in from the sideline. 4:22 left in this opening quarter. The quick hitter, this is going to be complete on the near sideline to Arrington, and Arrington up the sideline, knocked out of bounds. He's got a first down, and they're going to mark him at about the 28-yard line with a 15-yard pickup. Sixth first down of the night. Handoff is to Williamson left side. Starts left, cuts it back to the middle. And he's inside the 15, down to the, make it inside the 25, down to the 22-yard line. And picks up 6 here.
They're already ready, set to go.
Again, it's a handoff to Williamson. Started left, brings it back. He's tripped up near the 20. He's going to have the first down. It was Ty Hannaford making the tackle. Hannaford with his 22nd tackle of the season.
They just work so quick. It's impressive to watch.
It's a nightmare trying to keep stats. I know that. Houston across the middle and knocked away at the last second. Nice job by Brady Barnett. He had a receiver in the end zone that was open, and Barnett's able to knock it away.
You know, when he goes off to Harding next year, you know, he probably won't get asked to play quarterback, but they'll ask him to play probably other positions around the field, you know, whether it's linebacker or that safety spot out there. So this will help him down the road also, but it's good to see him making plays out there.
He's lined up in one of the 5 defensive back positions the Bombers are using tonight, just a 3-man front instead of 4 like they usually do. Well, I don't know how they didn't call a hold on that play.
Yeah.
Pass is complete to Williamson. Breaks a tackle at the 5. He's in for the touchdown. That should have never happened. There was a hold in the backfield. The right tackle, Stein, could not handle Dover, and they get away with it. And it's a touchdown pass to Williamson.
Like, that was bad. He was hugging him. Now, it was also an impressive set of moves after, I believe it was Williamson that made the catch to take it to the end zone. He made about 3 or 4 dudes miss, but that was a bad hold that they missed there.
The extra point is good. 3:26 to play first quarter, 14-0 Greenwood. You're listening to Bomber Football on Classic Hits 101 points.
Mountain Home High School's Teacher of the Year, Dora Norcross, speaks about receiving that recognition.
The biggest thing I took away from being Teacher of the Year was just what an honor, because these were my peers who I think are amazing that voted for me. I feel very humbled by that.
She was also joined by the first person to congratulate her for Teacher of the Year, former student Ryder McLean, who shares why the award is so deserved.
The way she works with kids, she's like a mom at the same time.
KTLO Classic Hits in the Boot is proud of all our Bombers.
You may see it as you've got a pretty good deal when you are shopping at the Salvation Army, but the Salvation Army family sees it as a warm meal for a hungry child, a bill paid for a struggling single mother, and many other types of needed assistance that so many people struggle to get in today's society. My name is Major Michelle Robbins, and I encourage you to shop at the Salvation Army Family Store. Make a difference that truly counts.
Fox with a nice 22-yard return on the kickoff after the 32. That's where the Bombers will start this drive from their own 32. The handoff is to Barnett this time, and He's going to take it ahead for about a 2-yard gain to the 34.
Talk to Coach Harry a little bit. That's kind of what they'll be doing with Barnett. They'll just kind of use him wherever they need to plug a hole, and they'll just keep trying him ever. That was an interesting look right there.
He was lined up at the backfield that time. One of 2 running backs on either side of the quarterback, Yates. 2nd and 8 here for the Bombers. Same formation out of the Bombers. Yates will hand it off to Chenoweth. They fake Barnett to the right. Chenoweth comes to the left. He's across the 35 to the 36 with about a 2-yard gain. And it's 3rd and 6 here for Mountain Home. 2:32 left in this first quarter.
Mountain Home taking their time here, trying to limit the amount of time between possessions here. Just kind of an old school approach, but they still do new school tactics, a lot of stuff with RPOs and just scanning the field and just seeing what they can get, if anything, against this really good Greenwood defense.
Greenwood with a 4-man front. Yates on 3rd down is going to be flushed out of the pocket. He's going to be hit to the backfield, breaks 1 tackle, now throws it, intercepted at the 33. This one is going to be taken to the house. Touchdown, Greenwood. It was picked off by Landon Nelms. And we've got whistles, and
might have stepped out of bounds.
The Bomber tent where they talk to the players in between, like when the defense is out, they've got a TV set up. It's blocking our view of part of the field on the near side.
It's a low vantage point also for us here.
Yeah, it is very low. They're going to put the ball at the 21.
I want to say he stepped out of bounds just the way that a lot of guys act around the sideline.
They're still talking about it, though. Man, apparently something else happened, too. The official is coming out to give an indication. It must have been a penalty flag.
Personal foul, blindside block.
Blindside block against Greenwood. So they'll mark it off from the 21.
And I'm going to be impartial here for a second. I have no clue why you're even blindside blocking there. There was nobody close to him.
No.
It's a break for the Bombers, though.
So Greenwood will start this drive at the 36-yard line. Leading by a couple of touchdowns. Back-to-back interceptions now thrown by Yates. Here's Houston, swing pass, and tackle to the backfield as Williamson makes the catch. Nice job by Dover up front, making the tackle for the loss.
That was a good job by Dover to get in the backfield. They've kind of, the secret's out about him last year. He was one of the better defensive ends in the state, but now defenses are starting to key in on him now. But it's good to see him get in the backfield and wreak some havoc.
That's his 4th tackle for loss on the season. 22 tackles out of that defensive end position. That is 2nd on the team. You don't see very often where a defensive end is 2nd on the team in tackles. Davis in motion now. Houston looking to pass, standing in the pocket. Now he's going to run forward. He's going to tuck and slide at the 36-yard line. Now they're going to mark him at the 37 where he started the slide. So he gets a yard back. And it's 3rd and 11 here for this Greenwood Ball Club. And with this offense, it's not 3rd down and short punt. They're going to have 2 downs to try to convert this. They'll empty the backfield now. Trips to the right side. 2 receivers on the left for Houston. 3-step drop, looking right side, and it's complete. Milburn almost knocked the ball away, but it's complete, and the ball receiver is still on his feet. He's going to be near the 10-yard line. That was Aiden Kennan once again with the catch. He's going to take it to the 9 with a 28-yard pickup.
I tell you what, about a half step quicker, Anthony Milburn probably running that one back.
Yes. Almost got it. Handoff is Davis straight ahead. There's not much room for him there. And making the play up front for Mountain Home, Big Brody Goodson.
Good job by the Bombers there to bottle that one up.
Still a 3-yard gain to the 6. Here's that jet sweep coming to the near side and into the end zone for the touchdown is Grant Carnes. Goes as a touchdown pass because the quarterback receives it and tosses it forward, so officially a touchdown pass of 6 yards.
Again, it's just a bunch of paper cuts that are killing the Bombers right now. Just 3-4 yard gains, throwing an 11-yard gain in there. It's just, they're not doing it just with super explosiveness.
Extra points good. 21-0 Greenwood. 10 seconds left in this first quarter. You're listening to Bomber Football on Classic Hits 101.7.
Your local State Farm agent combines good neighbor service with surprisingly great rates. You can combine your home and auto. In fact, State Farm agent James Boyette is your go-to agent in Mountain Home for the service you deserve at the price you want. So try combining home and auto today. State Farm agent James Boyette will help you mix and match things perfectly. Call 870-425-4540 for your surprisingly great rates. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
10 seconds.
Ten seconds left in a first quarter dominated by Greenwood, 21-0. The Bulldogs up. Here's the kickoff. Fox will once again take it from the 10-yard line. He brought the last one out to the 31. This time he gets across the 20, and they're going to mark him at the 24, and that's where the Bombers will start their fourth possession of the night. The first one ended at a punt. The last two ended with interceptions.
Be the last play of the quarter, it looks like here.
Three seconds left in the quarter.
Bombers need some points this drive.
Already in a huge hole, and something that Coach Airy talked about in the pregame is, boy, they have trouble getting off the bus, and they have again here tonight. Chenoweth straight ahead across the 25, moving the pile. Morton loses his helmet, and he'll have to sit out of play. The ball goes out to the 28. That's the end of the first quarter. 21-0. Greenwood leads it. You're listening to Bomber Football on Classic Hits 101.7.
Reasons to choose Knox Orthopedics in Mountain Home are Doctors Knox, Rawls, McConnell, and Franklin. They're trained and highly experienced in handling a full range of traumatic or chronic bone and joint conditions. Using on-site X-ray, MRI, and physical therapy, each physician oversees your individual treatment plan. Rediscover the joy of life, pain-free and productive. Appointments available at 4 area locations, number 3 Medical Plaza in Mountain Home, plus clinics in Harrison, Salem, and West Plains. Visit knoxorthopedics.com for more information.
A new house, not sure where the property lines are? Strider Consulting can help. They're a civil engineering and land surveying firm located at 1029 Highway 201 north of Mountain Home. With over 23 years in the business, Strider Consulting has the experience and expertise to bring your project to life. Visit strider.consulting to see their full list of services and request your quote today. Strider Consulting is a proud supporter of Mountain Home Bombers athletics. Strider Consulting, engineering our future.
Seconds.
Second down and 6 here for the Bombers. The handoff is to Barnett coming to the near side. Brady takes out across the 35. He's got a first down run. They're going to mark him out near the 38-yard line, and the Bombers will move the chains with a 10-yard gain.
You know, they've kind of changed the assignment on Brady. You know, he went from quarterback to just go out, be an athlete, make plays with your legs, use your athleticism, and they've done a good job with that so far.
Third first down of the night for Mountain Home. Yates gives it to Chenoweth this time, going to the left side, and he's going to be corralled at the 39. Looks like they'll mark him to the 40 with about a 2-yard gain. Tackle is up around the neck area and look a little dangerous from up here.
Saw his helmet snap around, so I thought there was a little bit of face mask in there, but officials thought otherwise, if you can believe that.
21-0, Greenwood leads it. Bombers with 2 receivers to the left side. And the give is to Chenoweth. Boy, nothing there. Well played up front by Greenwood, making the tackle that time for the Bulldogs, Tanner McCusker, his first tackle of the season. And it's a loss on the play, back to the 36, a loss of 4.
They were on that pretty quick.
They were. So third down and 12 for Mountain Home. They shoot off fireworks. Actually,
smell it.
Huge fireworks. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It smells like fireworks up here in the press box right now. Yates to pass. They set up the middle screen. Dropped by Drury. Had it in his hands and started to run before he hauled it all the way in and drops it, and the Bombers will be forced to punt.
Yeah, again, that's one of those, wait till you catch the ball before you start running. I mean, he probably would have, it'd have been close on a fourth down, might have been a 4th and 4, depending on where they met it, but just tough break again for the Bombers.
So Mountain Home will be forced to punt. Kennan is back deep, awaiting the punt from Brady Barnett, who's done a great job of getting the ball away. Some deep punts this year. This one's going to bounce at the 25, at the 20, and was the ball touched?
What?
The Bombers thought maybe the ball was touched by Greenwood, and getting away from it that time, it wasn't Kennan back. There was actually Noah Chaser.
They're still fighting on it.
I say that it is Greenwood football as Caden Nelms comes up with it.
I mean, we ended up with the ball. I mean, Daniel Jones popped up with the football, but it.
Official saying that the ball was apparently not touched by the punt return man. Boy, it looked like it was awfully close.
Looks like he fell on it.
So Greenwood will take over at their own 10-yard line after another nice punt here by Barnett. Houston, play action, swings it right side. Kennan with the catch. He breaks free up the right sideline, picks up a block on the far sideline. He's going to take it all the way out to the 36-yard line with a 26-yard gain. Make it the 24-yard gain.
Now they're starting to crank it up and show off the athletes that they have on the outside there. I mean, that didn't look like much, but it was a 26-yard gain.
There's another play action, and Houston looking to pass. In the pocket, it's going to be flushed, rolling to the right side. He's going to tuck it and run. He's going to slide at the 40. He's going to be down. They'll mark him at the 39 where he started that the slide. So it's a 5-yard pickup. Back to that play before, their receivers do such a great job of blocking downfield.
Yeah, just because they don't get the ball, they just keep going.
That's a big part of this offense, Yep. So second down and about 5 here for the Bulldogs. 9:21 left in the first half. Greenwood leads it by 21. Houston, the quick hitter to the far sideline. This is going to be a first down across the 45. Making the catch that time was Arrington. Arrington did not have a catch come in tonight, but he's got a couple already.
You know, you talk about how there's only 3 down linemen for the Bombers as they're already set to go. I'll mention that in a minute.
Here's a pump fake to the right. Houston being chased, and his pass is incomplete.
You mentioned, you know, they start with 3 linemen already. They got so many dudes back in coverage. You basically choose, do you want to give up the shot at the long ball, or do you want to give up not getting to the quarterback? And it seems like they're trying to cover up stuff down the field and try to bend but not break defensively. And they've done a fairly decent job so far. It's just been a lot of plays that have led to these scoring drives.
Houston will step up in the pocket now. The pass is complete. Making the catch that time was Williamson in traffic, and it's across midfield to the 48 of Mountain Home. It's a 7-yard pickup.
That's one of those walkers, another half step, and he's got one too.
Yes. Legg is in the ballgame playing middle linebacker. Rula's out right now. And we saw that at Harrison some last week too. Handoff is to Williamson. He's going to get to the line of gain, knocked backwards, and he actually got a yard pass. He's going to go to the 44, and the Bulldogs pick up their 12th first down of the first half.
Yeah, it's just real impressive to watch them. I mean, they're quick, they're precise, get pretty much whatever they want.
Here's Houston on the play action. Looking long, nothing there. Now long down the right sideline, has a man open, overshoots the intended receiver. Early on, he was looking for Carnes. He was covered by Barnett downfield. Then looking for Preston up the right side and overshot him.
That was one of those. You saw him make a late break on that. As soon as he saw him create separation, it's like, oh, man, he's wide open. But he just overshot him just a hair.
Second down here and 10 for Greenwood. 8:12 left in the first half. Houston back to pass once again. And it's complete on the right side, and it's going to be near a first down. Noah Chaser making the catch, and it is going to be a first down inside the 35 to the 33-yard line where they put it down after the 11-yard gain. quickly. They're ready to go again. The pass is tipped and incomplete off the hands of Chaser. Couldn't quite bring it in, and he was in the air for a moment, and Barnett couldn't quite get to it.
Well, Barnett's done a solid job out there in coverage tonight. He's broken up 2 passes already. He's making plays on both ends of the ball tonight.
Mary in one of those linebacker positions, as Mason Walker said, hey, I need a breather here, coach. Houston pumps right, now stands in, swings it right. It's going to be complete and out of bounds to Preston. Preston's going to be inside the 30. Looks like at about the 28-yard line. 5-yard pass play. 7:56 left in this opening half. Greenwood up by 21. Houston again, he's looking left side, complete to Kennan. Kennan to the 20 and down at the 19-yard line. It's a 9-yard gain.
Is that play 8 of this drive?
I'll have to count when I get a chance.
And again,
they're too fast. Houston ready to pass again, looking across the middle. It's incomplete off the hands of Carnes.
Again, just a step ahead of where Carnes was, but Carnes almost hauled it in there.
That was the 12th play of the drive.
Yeah, let's see. It's hard to keep up.
The incompletion stops the clock with 7:39 left in the first half. Houston looking right and passing right is going to be complete to Arrington. He's out of bounds. Short gain.
What's just real strange to see is normally when you see teams put together long drives like this, they're wanting to eat up as much clock as possible, but they probably had the ball only about 2 or 3 minutes so far.
Third down and about 8 here for the Bulldogs. Houston is going to pass the left side, complete to Kennan. He's in. Touchdown, Greenwood. It is a 17-yard touchdown pass. So Hunter Houston with his 3rd touchdown pass of the first half. 3 different receivers have caught touchdown passes.
I mean, they're spreading the wealth around tonight.
Extra point is up, and it's good. 7:28 left in the first half. 28-0 Greenwood. You're listening to Bomber Football on Classic Hits 101.7. (28-0) here. The last score I saw from the big matchup in the conference tonight, it was Little Rock Christian leading Lake Hamilton 13-7. Here's Fox with the return. Running sideways, finally turns it upfield, gets to the 20, and he's going to be stopped there.
Mentioned Lake Hamilton. Bombers will be back at Bomber Stadium next week. They'll take on Lake Hamilton.
That's right. Be the first home conference game of the season.
I believe that's a military appreciation night.
Aha.
That the school's putting on there.
28-0. Greenwood leads it. The Bomber offense out there again. 2 punts, 2 turnovers. The give left side, and not a whole lot there for Chenoweth. He's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, and looks like that's about it.
And Bombers working slowly, trying to stop the bleeding here. Get some points on the board this drive. That's all the Bombers need to focus on. They can't get it all back in one play, but score a touchdown here, heading to halftime, something to build on, and who knows what happens.
Play signaled in from the sideline. They're ready to go. And low snap, scooped up by Yates, directing traffic, wanting to pass. Nobody open. He's going to be hit and dropped in the backfield. Looks like at about the 19-yard line or so. Loss of 1 on the play. Coach head coach Steve Airy has the defense over on the sideline, continuing to work to come up with a way to slow down this Greenwood offense, and that's something that every coach that plays them tries to do, and very, very few people are ever successful at it. That's why they run this system. That's why they won 8 state titles since 2000. Was it 8 or 10?
I think it said 10, and they've been to 10.
Yeah, 10.
Yeah,
they've won
that's
21
years.
state titles, yes. High snap, ball's on the ground, and I think Greenwood's got it.
I believe they did.
It was a bad snap, and the Bulldogs come up with the football. Mountain Home's 3rd turnover of the night. This one is back at about the 12-yard line.
I mean, there was just no chance on that play after the snap. I mean, they believe they blitzed 6, and there were 5 guys all over, not Brady, Cade out there, and just nothing he could have done other than just hope he falls on it.
So the Bombers with the, the Bulldogs with the ball at the 12-yard line. Just under 6 minutes left here in the opening half. And we've got flags, and going to be a motion penalty.
Like the right guard moved.
Yeah, against the Bulldogs.
Yeah, a little movement up front. Looked like it was the right guard. No, in high school they don't give out the number. Be real helpful if they did. It looked like it was Hayden Webb that moved a little bit.
So the Bulldogs now looking at 1st and 15. 5:56 left first half action. Trips to the left side. One receiver to the right and Williamson in the backfield. They're going to bring the ball back to the left side, complete to Carnes. And nicely played by the Bombers. Yates in on the tackle. And this is going to be where they spotted him. Looks like about the 17. No gain on the play.
Good job by Yates to step in there. You know, him and Barnett, you know, they're playing 2 pretty important positions at both ends of the ball.
Rolling to the right this time is Houston. The pass on the far sideline is incomplete off the hands of the intended receiver, Preston.
Just a step off there, and he probably makes that completion. You know, even with the stud 9th grader that they have as a backup quarterback, I mean, it's not like Houston's bad at all either.
All-stater last year, even missing 3 games. We've got a whistle and a injured Bomber. It's Milburn. They're going to come out and check on him. He's back up now. Looks like he's going to be okay other than hopping to the sideline. Bombers going with 5 defensive backs tonight against this passing team from Greenwood. So we'll see who they want to bring in for Milburn now.
Like they're bringing in Chapa, it looks like. They're going to drop a defensive back and bring in, I believe he plays a little linebacker. Where do they have him listed?
Yeah, they got him one of the defensive end.
Might be outside
usually.
linebacker, but.
Yes. Rula's back in one of those linebacker positions. Chapa's going to be there on the end. Looks like Dover, and Dover's in there right now.
Shifted over to the other side.
Looks like still just a 3-man front. Still 5 defensive backs in there. Houston's going to roll to the right. All kinds of time. The pass complete inside the 5. Carnes has it at the 3 and a first down pass.
I mean,
he's 3rd down and 10, and they get 14.
I mean, they provided him 7-8 seconds of protection, and he finally found something there.
Williamson keeps it on the ground. He is going to be close. They're going to mark him at the 1.
I tell you,
2nd and goal coming up.
I just can't get over how quickly that they work. It's impressive.
If you're not playing against them, it's fun to watch. But here's Williamson again. He's untouched into the end zone for the touchdown. They got some pretty cool lights here. These LED lights they use for the stadium lights. They're not the old type that take a half hour to warm up. So when they score a touchdown, all the lights go off and on, and it's actually a pretty cool effect. Williamson with his 2nd rushing touchdown of the night. 4:56 left to play first half. Extra point by Duran is good. 35-0 Greenwood. You're listening to Bomber Football on Classic Hits 101.7. 4:56 left in this first half. An impressive half out of Greenwood. It's something to watch. You understand when you see them in person why they've won 10 state titles in the last 21 years and played in a bunch of other state title games. Here's the kickoff. It's going to roll and roll. It stops at about the 1. That means Fox has to pick it up. He's tackled at the 5. He let it roll thinking it had a pretty good shot of getting into the end zone, and it rolled up at the 1. Oh, that's a tough break.
I mean, when you look at the play, it's the smart decision he made there. If it even touches the goal line, it's a touchback, but it probably was within a foot of going to the goal line, and it bounced the opposite direction.
So the Bombers will start this drive at their 7-yard line.
That's just a bad break.
It really was. Yates gives it to Barnett straight ahead on the dive play, and he's going to pick up 3 out to the 10-yard line. 4:35 left to go here in this opening half. 35-0 Greenwood. Yates will give it again to Barnett. Slips 1 tackle and falls ahead to the 14-yard line. He's going to pick up 4. He's going to bring up 3rd and about 3 here for the Bombers.
Bombers just trying to get something going here heading into halftime. You know, any points on the board, something positive that they could build off of in this second half. But they could use it.
Just under 4 minutes left here before halftime. 3rd and 3 here for Mountain Home. And errant snap pulled down. Chenoweth fumbles the football. Greenwood recovers at the 15. It's recovered there by Riley White. The 4th turnover of the first half by the Bombers. 2 interceptions, 2 fumbles. Chenoweth coughs this one up.
Just been a rough first half for Mountain Home so far. They can't take care of the ball, and it seemed like every possession, I believe Greenwood has gone down and scored a touchdown so far tonight.
They have. They'll take over this drive at the Mountain Home 15-yard line. New quarterback in the game. That's Kane Archer, the freshman. He's rolling to the right, being pursued. Completes the pass inside the 10 to Grant Carnes. Carnes at about the 8. Lake Hamilton now leading Little Rock Christian 20-13 with 2 minutes left in the first half.
That'd be a big upset.
Oh. Here's Archer on the move to the left side. He's going to angle for the end zone. He's in. Touchdown, Greenwood.
I tell you what, when you're, you know, it's got out of hand a little bit, but they threw in the backup quarterback. Oh, the backup also has a couple D1 offers to play quarterback already. It's just, you know, it's a 2-headed monster in that quarterback room.
Something else. .326 left before halftime. 42-0 Greenwood. Here's the kickoff. Fox will take it from the 5. They return up the near hash marks. He's across the 20 and near the 30 where he is going to be tackled.
I mentioned earlier about Lake Hamilton.
Yes.
I figured it would be an upset based off of how good Little Rock Christian is. I believe I saw your ballot, but I can't remember where they were in the state this week. They're in the top 5.
In the overall?
In the overall, I believe, aren't they?
They're both ranked in 6A.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it turns out.
Play the game for a reason.
3:20 left first half. And Yates, looks like that was designed run. He never even looked to pitch. Took it to the left side, cuts it back across the middle, across the 35, out to the 37 with a 6-yard pickup.
As soon as he caught it, he just pinned the ears back and just went.
Left in this first half. Greenwood with a 42-point lead. Everything that could go wrong pretty much has in this first half for Mountain Home. 4 turnovers. And the ball given this time to Chenoweth, I believe, who's still in there. It is. And Jacob with a nice first down run out to the 49. He picks up 12.
You know, Bombers still playing hard on the offensive end. They just, if they cut out the mistakes, it'll be a whole lot better for them here in the second half or even into this halftime break coming up soon.
That is the 4th first down of the first half for Mountain Home. Greenwood has 16 of them. Fresh set of downs from their own 49. 2:21 left in the first half. Yates, time to pass, now flushed out of the pocket, right side, lets it fly. Nice catch on the sideline. In front of the Bomber bench that time. Making the catch was Talon Palmer.
Yeah,
kept the feet in bounds.
That's the thing Cade can do. You know, he make good play with his legs. He moved the pocket around, moved to his right, made the nice, easy throw along the sideline.
Deepest penetration of the night for Mountain Home. Moves the ball to the 38 of Greenwood. 2:14 left here before halftime. Palmer had the touchdown catch last week at Harrison and a nice toe tapper in front of the Mountain Home sideline. Oh, Mountain Home got away. Speaking of Palmer, got away with the false start. They didn't call it. The run this time by the quarterback Yates. He's out of bounds near the 35 of Greenwood.
You know, that actually ended up hurting the Bombers more because as soon as he moved, everyone went with him on the defensive end. So by the time Yates had the ball, he had 2 Bulldogs in his face.
About a 3-yard pickup, so 2nd and 7 here for the Bombers.
Like they moved again.
Chenoweth is going to be stopped at the 34, a gain of 1.
Almost looked like we moved again.
Looked like it, didn't it? 1:56 left here in this first half. Bombers down 42. Trying to get something positive here before halftime.
Well, it's almost funny that we're playing slower and Greenwood's playing faster, but you would think that we would have a whole lot more plays than they would, but I bet it's 3-1 plays that Greenwood's ran versus us.
Yeah, I would think so. 3rd down and about 6. Yates across the middle is complete. First down, Mountain Home. Palmer makes another catch inside the 25.
Kay's done a good job of settling down. You know, there's a lot of players, at least even at the high school level, that, you know, a couple turnovers and they're just rattled. But it seems like, you know, he's forgotten about the mistakes so far and he's just settled in and started to make a few good plays.
That was an 11-yard pickup. Only 67 seconds left in the first half. You would think the Bombers would be a little more hurry-up mode here. Down 42 and trying to get something positive before halftime. They've got all their timeouts left. Yates going to roll the pocket to the left side this time, and he's going to tuck it and run. Hit, tripped up, stays in bounds at the 23. And does the Mountain Home want a timeout or not? Yeah, I think they are going to call it.
Yep, there it is.
With 37 seconds left. Bombers take a timeout. It's 42-0 Greenwood. You're listening to Bomber Football on Classic Hits 101.7. this first half. So now it's going to be 3rd down and 10 for the Bombers at the Greenwood 23-yard line. Jump pass complete across the middle and inside the 20. Making the catch that time, Blake Bentley. Blake with his 2nd catch of the season.
We're still got some timeouts left if they want to run a couple more plays here.
That was a 3-yard gain to the 20. Now it's 4th down and 7. 21 seconds left before halftime. 4th and 7 here for the Bombers. They're going to take a timeout and talk things over. 15 seconds left before halftime. You're listening to Bomber Football and Classic Hits 101.7.
There's no one that knows the Twin Lakes area better than a local realtor. Local realtors know all the best neighborhoods. A local realtor can find the best properties that fit into your local search criteria and when it comes to real estate. Baxter Real Estate Company is the name all locals know. As part of the Twin Lakes community, Baxter Real Estate Company has local realtors who not only love this area, but truly know it too. When you need a real estate company, you need Baxter Real Estate Company, the Twin Lakes area's best choice for local realtors.
Seconds.
Seconds left before halftime. The Bombers trying to get something positive here before the break. Down 42-0 here at Greenwood. Looking at a 4th and about 7 at the Greenwood 20-yard line. Let's see if they can keep this drive going now. Timeout Greenwood. So we'll break again. 15 seconds left before the half. You're listening to Bomber Football on Classic Hits 101.7.
Question. You've decided to sell your home. Where do you start? Hi, I'm Heather Hendricks.
And I'm John Schaub. Most buyers make up their minds in just 8 seconds. As they pull up, they're already deciding.
Mow the yard, trim the bushes, and put out some mulch. Make your home look like you love it.
When you believe your home has value, your buyers believe it too.
Call the Ozarks team. Find us at enjoytheozarks.com.
The Ozarks team, Century 21 Lee Mack Realty, 1024 Highway 62B East in Mountain Home, Arkansas.
15 seconds left before halftime. It's a 42-point Greenwood lead. The Bombers with the ball at the Greenwood 20. 4th and 7 here. Mountain Home will shift some receivers. 3 to the right side now. Looking that way, now rolling the pocket that way is Yates. Running out of real estate. The pass is incomplete, out of bounds, and he just ran out of room. And all 3 receivers were kind of bunched up in the same part of the field, and there was nobody to throw to.
Again, that's just a great job by Greenwood bottling things up. It looked like that a lot of Greenwood's varsity players are still out on defense there, so they're still getting after on the defensive end. Now, I'd imagine they'll just take a knee here ahead to halftime. Who knows, though?
We'll see what happens. 8 seconds left before halftime. They will take a knee here. And the Bulldogs with a 42-point lead here at halftime over Mountain Home. We've reached the break. Let's see what the Bombers do to regroup in the locker room at halftime. 42-0, Greenwood with the lead. You're listening to Bomber Football on Classic Hits 101.7.
Mountain Home High School FFA advisor and Mountain Home grad Josh Baker shares how FFA was a part of his life long before he became a teacher.
So I started in ag class in 8th grade with Miss Jackie Albright. She was my first ag teacher. And then I continued my FFA career on into high school where I had Roger Steele. We actually worked together for 2 years before he retired. I'm a native of Mountain Home and came up through the school system and feel blessed to have been a part of it.
KTLO Classic Hits in the Boot is proud of all our Bombers.
To be an expert in the home buying or selling process. That's why you have a realtor. When you hire a professional realtor like me, Kim Conan with Southern Breeze Real Estate, I work for you to ensure you are appropriately priced, correctly marketed, and get your home sold in a timely manner, allowing you to focus your energy on what you're best at. Kim Conan, Southern Breeze Real Estate, 425-8868.
Receiving that recognition.
The biggest thing I took away from being Teacher of the Year was just what an honor, because these were my peers who I think are amazing that voted for me. I feel very humbled by that.
She was also joined by the first person to congratulate her for Teacher of the Year, former student Ryder McLean, who shares why the award is so deserved.
The way she works with kids, she's like a mom at the same time.
KTLO Classic Hits in the Boot is proud of all our Bombers.
Great job, ladies. The Blue Dazzlers are coached by head coach Kate Yancey, and she is assisted by Tanya Alford.
Greenwood leading Mount Sonoma by a score of 42-0. We'll talk about stats coming up here in just a little bit. Joined at the break by Mount Sonoma Athletics Director Mitch Husky. Mitch, we have got a lot going on. I know when I wrote all the results this morning, it took a while between all the volleyball and the tennis and the cross country and the junior high football. It's a busy time of year, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yesterday was one of those days we didn't know if we had enough buses to put everybody to get them all on the road for the trips. So a lot going on. Exactly right.
Cross country with a nice start to the season up at Willow Springs yesterday, and that program is as strong as ever, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. You know, Coach Peveril and Coach Norris, and then, you know, Tilda, Roddy Patrick, they do a great job with those kids. And if you want to know why they're good, just drive around Mountain Home in the summer.
Yes.
I mean, they put the time in. They put in a lot of miles, and they got a great culture to their program, and it's just year after year. So it's fun to be a part of.
Tennis had a couple of matches this week. Girls off to, well, I can't remember. I know they won both matches this week. Boys went 1-1.
Yeah, and you know, our tennis, we have Macy Heidi, you know, and I don't want to do individuals because I'll forget some names, but you know, she's one returner, expecting big things from her. But then we got a lot of young kids, and you know, Noah talks highly of them, says they're a great bunch, and they keep getting better and better. And you know, it's funny, we're feeling like the fall sports are just starting, and we had golf senior night yesterday.
Wow.
And so, I mean, we're 2 weeks away from hosting the golf district tournament out at Big Creek Golf and Country Club, so looking forward to that as well.
And they're playing pretty well despite Dell being their coach, aren't they?
Yeah, they have to overcome him. And what he's learned is just don't play in front of him.
There you go.
And so he could tell them how good they are, or he is, and they'll never have a clue.
Volleyball is boy, they're rolling right now, aren't they?
They are. We started the season off, I think, 3 big home wins. We dropped one. I can't remember where we went, but we beat Brooklyn.
Hot Springs, wasn't it?
Lakeside.
Lakeside, that's right.
And, we opened up with Batesville solid. Won that in 5 sets, and then we had Brooklyn, and then Brooklyn, I believe, played in the state finals last year against Valley View.
Wow.
And beat them pretty handily, and then beat West Plains, and then we went to of course, we had a conference match early in the week at Solon Springs. Didn't play our best, but won. And then we traveled to Harrison last night, and they got a couple hitters that pretty tough. But I think Coach Daves and that team had a great game plan going in. Had some big time blocks, and just some girls stepped up. We had an injury on that team, right? With the senior Kate Jackson, our libero. That's I think she's a 3-year starter, and pretty tough take for her and the team. But that team, the young girl, they just rallied around and got a big win at Harrison last night. They played extremely well.
They are. Let's talk about the Athletic Hall of Honor, because that's coming up here in just over a month in October, and it's got a great class as usual going in, don't we?
Yes, we do. The 2008, 2010 softball teams, both of them state champions. So those 2 teams will be going in. This will be one of our bigger ones. Those 2 combined, they had probably, I think, 8 that was on both, but you're looking at 30 plus, young ladies. And then, of course, their coaches. I think back then Coach Leonard was the head coach, and I think he had 15 assistants by trying to contact all of them. But, a great accomplishment from them. So those 2 teams will be going in. As a supporter, Brad Hasselwander, he is one of the originators of our Bomber Foundation. We wouldn't have got the turf way back then when we got it in our baseball, softball complex, along with other people. But Brad was a key person behind all that. And of course, all of his kids come through the program at Mountain Home, so he had great kids, and so well deserved on his part, and we're glad to be inducting him. Mark Martin, he overcome having a brother Matt to a little brother Matt to get in, so great to have him coming in. I don't want to give years that he graduated, so he might get ticked off.
It was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago, yeah. And then you have Evan Vandola.
Yes.
Some people, if you ask me, he's one of the best athletes to ever come through Mountain Home Athletics.
Yes.
Matter of fact, the only decathlon winner, state champion, and then, of course, great football player, went on and played at the next level. Kirby Rowland, which I'm trying to get it back up in our gym lobby, but he still has a record. Up on our track board. I can't remember exactly which one it was, but you're talking 50 plus years.
Wow.
It still has a record up there.
That's amazing.
I actually got to meet him last year around homecoming. He come and went and took a picture with it, and I thought that was pretty cool. And so that's the 4 individuals in those 2 teams. So it should be a go. And we're going back to normal. We're going to have it at the high school cafeteria. We're going to feed like normal, and so anyone interested in participating in that or wants to come join, I believe it's October 22nd.
Yes.
Saturday, we will recognize all of our past inductees that are at the game. Friday night, the 21st at halftime, and then with our new inductees, we'll recognize them. Of course, Saturday, starting at 1 o'clock, we'll have the banquet in high school cafeteria. Anyone that would like to attend that, just call the athletic office and we'll get you hooked up.
It's a good time. Great folks.
Absolutely.
It is. Mitch, good to see you. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Brad.
All right, halftime, 42-0 Greenwood. We're going to have man check scores around the state for us coming up in just a moment. You're listening to Bomber Football on Classic Hits 101.7.
Bulldogs run into the field direction of senior drum major Katie Graham. We are excited tonight, especially now, to bring you music from Willie Wong. We begin with Pure Imagination. Because of all the amazing things he could do and make, Willie Walker was also known as the Candyman. There's no better musicians to bring that to you than senior flute soloist Mary Hutchinson, junior flugelhorn soloist Sarah Williams, and the GHS Band.
Do the second one. That's not too bad. We'll sort of like 4 times on there. Good job.
Katie Horan. Go ahead and have the band exit the field. Thank you very much for your attention tonight. We give a big shout out to tonight's band sponsors, the Greenwood Band parents. As the band leaves the field and goes to the stands. Go, band, go.
Yeah, he is.
We need to move on. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for your support tonight.
Is that what we hired Benji? Or was time before that?
Yeah, Greenwood 42-0. The Bulldogs with the lead. Real quick, halftime stats courtesy of the Baxter Bulletin. Well, the score 42-0. You can imagine the stats are not pretty, and they're not. Greenwood with 266 yards of total offense in the first half. Mountain Home with just 75. Of course, the Bombers had 4 turnovers. Yates 5 of 11 for 29 yards. Chenoweth 23 rushing yards. Barnett with 19 rushing yards, and that's too good. It's not pretty.
That number would be higher, but Bombers had 2 turnovers inside their own 20 toward the end of that first half, so that probably prevented it from being that much of a higher number.
So Mountain Home will kick off. It looks like hot with the kickoff. High one's going to be taken at the 30. And the return up the near sideline and out of bounds. So the Bulldogs with nice field position to start their next possession.
It's Josh Allen on the return. He's had a good game last night.
Yeah, I was looking while they were returning the kickoff. They'll start at the 45.
Expect some weather?
Yeah, well, nothing near us, but I saw one of the games to be canceled tonight, the Hazen game, one of the top teams in 2A. And I thought, it said canceled because of lightning. I thought, what in the world? And there is some storms in eastern and southeastern
Looks like it
Arkansas.
stretches from Jonesboro down to the Louisiana border.
It does.
Man.
So that's 2 weeks in a row. Some games have been canceled due to weather. Well, 5-yard gain on first down. That's Williamson, the starting running back that's still in there. It is Kane Archer that's in at quarterback for the Bulldogs. 2nd and 5 here. Archer pump fakes once, rolls to his left, and wisely throws it away. Nobody open, and he was under pressure and got rid of it. Kane Archer, the 6', 185-pound freshman.
Oh, we were talking about at halftime, good crowd here tonight on both ends. A lot of Bomber fans making the trip over here. Of course, a lot of them staying overnight, waiting for that. Seems, what time is it tomorrow? The Arkansas kicks off 11 a.m.
11 o'clock kickoff tomorrow, yep.
Yeah.
3rd and 5 for the Bulldogs. Archer looks right, nothing there. Back to his left. Now he's scrambling to his right. Turns it up middle part of the field. And he is going to be near a first down. Looks like he's got about a yard. Across the 45, the Mountain Home down to the 44, and it is a first down.
It looked like we had him bottled up, and then he spun around, ran the other direction, and turned. He ran. How long was that gain?
It was 6 yards.
For 6 yards, probably ran about 30.
He did. And he changed directions about 4 times. Looked like something you see on a video game. Archer dropping straight back this time, moving to his left, being pressured, and he is going to be down and sacked. A sack for Robert Dover back at the 50-yard line.
Robert Dover's getting it after it tonight. That's the 2nd sack of the night. We mentioned the Bombers dropping a lot of guys back into covers, try to take away a lot of those deep balls, and they'll give up the small stuff, but you take away a lot of pressure on the quarterback, but Dover's still getting the quarterback not fairly easy, but at a good amount tonight.
It was a 7-yard loss back to the 49 of Greenwood. So 2nd and 17 now for the Bulldogs. Archer, 3-step drop again. Shuffles his feet, now running towards the Mountain Home sideline, and he's going to throw this one away into the sideline, brings up 3rd and 17. So good coverage by the Bombers, and Archer's having trouble finding someone open.
It's that defense starting to pay off a little bit for the Bombers, dropping all those guys in coverage. He's got to go to his 2nd, his 3rd, his 4th read, and nothing's there. And, after his 4th read, he just tucks it and runs, and he starts running, and Bombers have that bottled up pretty well.
3rd and 17. 8:37 left. Running clock, by the way. Mercy rule's in effect, so the clock will not stop in the second half. Archer across the middle. It's incomplete. It was a little high. A ball probably should have been caught by Preston and couldn't haul it in. So 4th and 17, and for the first time tonight, the Bulldogs will be forced to punt.
That's where I know it's 42-0 game. There's not any pressure on Archer right now, but that's where he's starting to show that, hey, he's very talented, but he's still a freshman.
Yes. Drury back deep. He puts his heels on the 10-yard line, awaiting the kick here. The punter for Greenwood is Jacob Cruz. Although that's not Cruz out there kicking. That's Kennan, I believe. No, it's Nelms. Nelms with the kick. And the return out across the 15 for Drury out to the 16. And a flag comes flying in from the far side.
Might be late hit.
We'll see what they
The guy
call
that came
here.
in after Dillon was brought down looked like he led with the crown of his helmet right to his back, and might be unnecessary roughness. We'll see. They're talking about it.
The return goes to the 17. There's only been 3 penalties called tonight, and 2 of those were offsetting with a little skirmish that happened in the first quarter. Both teams got unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. Let's see what the call here is. It is a personal foul against the Bulldogs. So that's the 3rd penalty of the night against Greenwood for a total of 35 yards. The Bombers have just the 1 15-yarder.
I was about to mention that earlier. It's been a real clean game on
It
both
has.
sides. You know, not a lot of. We had that false start. Well, there's been a couple false starts that they had just let go, but no, it's just been a real clean game. You know, officials aren't quite earning their pay just yet.
Well, that ball was spotted at the 17. They marked off the 15-yard penalty, and it winds up at the 34. Here's a handoff, and boy, there's just nothing there for Chenoweth. No gain on the play.
That sure was a 17-yard penalty, wasn't it?
It was. It was marked off that way. Trips to the left side now for Mountain Home, down 42-0. And here's a swing pass. This is actually a lateral to the running back, Chenoweth. Starts left, brings it back to the right, and he's going to be gang tackled at the 37-yard line. Gets creamed.
That's one of those plays. It's about a 4 or 5 yard gain, and he ran probably 30 yards.
He did. That was a 4-yard pickup, so it's 3rd down and about 6 here for Mountain Home.
Again, running clock in the second half. I think Bombers just try to take as much time off of it as they can.
There's already one game final tonight. Camden Fairview beat Dollaway 48-0. It's already a final.
Now, could that have been weather?
I guess that's possible. I hadn't thought about that.
Because they're about, you know.
Yeah, that's where some of the storms were.
Camden's around it's around near Hot Springs, isn't it? Or not Camden. I can't remember where Camden's at.
40-yard line is where this ends up after the 2-yard gain. So now 4th down for Mountain Home, 4th and about 5, and they're going to have to send the punt team on. This is not close enough to go for, so they're going to send the punt team out there. It was called at half because of the weather.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Oh, that's not good.
This is going to be down at about the 30, make it the 27-yard line, but they're going to throw a penalty against Mountain Home as they ran into the young man trying to return the punt.
Yeah, Jones.
I didn't see it.
Jones ran through him, and it wasn't timed good. I mean, our fans aren't going to like it, but that's a good call. I mean, the ball was still 2 seconds or about a second in the air before he was even close. So,
returning the kick was Noah Chaser, and he is still down. He got up, tried to walk to the sideline, and went back down. So they are checking on him.
I fear this may be a disqualification, just the way that they're talking and just. Now, it also looked like he tried to pull up, so there is the chance that he might have got pushed in the back and he got led into him. Coach Aries on the field right now.
Yeah, he's checking on Chaser, who's the injured player, making sure he's okay.
Might have a word or two for the white hat right next to him.
He's also, I think, saying something to Coach Young and making sure they're all good. Still have not got the call from the official yet. I think he's finally ready to do that.
Number 73. 15-yard penalty, first down.
I just said penalty against number 73.
Yep. So the personal foul brings the ball out to the 40-yard line after the punt. Second penalty of the night for Mountain Home, both of them big ones, so 30 yards total. So Greenwood with the football back. 5:28 left in the third quarter. The clock running here in the second half. Ball is given to Williamson right side. He is spun down after about a 4-yard gain.
Now, it's not a fully running clock. Stops for injuries, stops anytime there's a score, but
right.
Most part it is. So,
second down and 6. Archer rolling to the right. Fires the pass. It's going to be incomplete. And there's still starters out there. That was intended for Preston. They've still got Carnes out there and Williamson still in the backfield. And looks like pretty much the entire starting offensive line out there with a 42-0 lead.
And I'll let them go easy. I believe, is that Archer at quarterback?
It still is.
Yep. It's about the only change they made.
And here's a pass complete across midfield. Carnes with the catch to the 47 of Mountain Home. It took about 3 bombers to get him down.
I'm worried about that one because there were just a lot of hands to the face, hands to the helmet.
18th first down of the night for the Bulldogs. Down the left side, looking for Archer, knocked away by Barnett with a nice defensive play.
He's had a couple of those tonight where he's just had a great step on his receiver that he's been guarding all night, and he's done a great job out there. He's done pretty well for the things Coach Aries asked him to do tonight.
He's the 5th defensive back tonight. Bombers going away from their normal 4-man front, 3 linebackers and 4 DBs. They've brought in the extra DB against this passing team and gone with a 3-man front tonight. 2nd and 10 for the Bulldogs. Now Archer looks to the sideline. They change the play. Trips to the right side here for Greenwood. And Archer looks right side. It's going to be complete to the Mountain Home 40-yard line. Making the catch that time, Evan Reed. That's a new name.
Yeah, we got a surprising score. Pulaski Academy's only up 14-10 on Russellville at halftime.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
A few other ones, like Hamilton's up 27-19, third quarter over Little Rock Christian.
Archer looking long. One-handed catch by Grant Carnes at about the 9-yard line. That was about as good as catch as you'll ever see in high school football. He goes up with his left hand, one-hands it.
Snow cones it.
And brings it down at the 9.
He had one the first half that he just barely missed, and I was like, man, he looks like he does that before a lot. And that was impressive.
A 31-yard pass play down to the 9, and that was all Grant Carnes right there, the talented sophomore. Archer looking his way again. He wants him to score the touchdown, but that was well overthrown.
It's one of those freshman moments again. He missed him by about 5 feet in the air, but
and he was well covered too.
Yeah.
Barnett was all over him. He was not open at all.
That's the other thing with that last play. I mean, he was covered pretty well.
He was. He did. Archer did drop that one in, but the only person that could catch it was Carnes. Arkansas, Missouri, Michigan have already offered this young man.
See why?
Yes. Starts to his right. Now he's going to be hit in the backfield. Breaks away from that. Fires across the middle into the end zone and dropped by Preston.
Yeah, that was another just impressive set of moves to even make that throw possible. It looked like it just hit Preston right in the hands, but I mean, just the moves that he's making to evade tacklers is just impressive by him.
He's got quick feet.
Yeah.
So 3rd down and goal from the 9 here for the Bulldogs. Archer goes to the sideline to get the play this time. Back to the line of scrimmage. Still 15 on the play clock. Only 90 seconds left in this third quarter.
Zooming along.
Archer looking right. Firing to the back corner of the end zone. It's caught. And it's a touchdown. We've also got roughing the passer penalty against Mountain Home. Rowden got there late, and doesn't matter because the pass was complete for the touchdown. Arrington on the receiving end of the touchdown pass from Archer. So the play is the touchdown. And they're going to call it a dead ball foul against Mountain Home. Now, how it's not a dead ball foul? It happened during the play.
I mean,
now, I'm not disputing the fact they hit him late. They did. There's no disputing that, but it wasn't a dead ball foul.
I mean, ball was still in the air. He got clobbered.
Yes.
I mean, he got clocked in the backfield. I mean, Rowden got a good shot in, but
high snap. The kick is down, up, and the kick is good. 1:18 left in the third. Greenwood leads at 49-0. You're listening to Bomber Football on Classic Hits 101.7.
Okay.
Greenbrier's up 34-3 on Siloam.
Really?
Brad?
30, Matt.
Hey, Russellville's got the lead on PA, third quarter.
That can't be right. That's crazy.
10 seconds. You're going 3, 2, 1.
49-0. Greenwood with the lead over Mountain Home. They assess the penalty on the kickoff since it was a dead ball foul according to the official. So Greenwood kicks off from the Mountain Home 45. Boy, Dylan, we're watching a little bit of a live stream of the Russellville game. This is shocking.
Yeah. Russellville's up 17-14 with about 9 minutes left in the third on Pulaski Academy. That's another top 5 team in the classification.
And overall.
Yeah.
That is hard to believe.
I'm watching it. I wouldn't believe it if I didn't see it.
Here's the kickoff squibbed, and this still goes into the end zone. Kicking from the Mountain Home 45. So the Bombers will start this drive at their own 20.
I'll look that up on Fearless Friday. Sometimes the score might be backwards, so I pulled it up, and sure enough.
Wow. So the Bombers with the ball at their own 20-yard line. 1:18 left in this third quarter. Bombers with trips to the right side. Yates looking the left way and being forced out of the pocket. Now he tucks in and runs, and he's going to be out of bounds, and he's tackled back around the 16, 17-yard line, loss of about 3.
It's another one that's kind of shocking. Lake Hamilton's up 27-19 on Little Rock Christian.
See, I don't think it's shocking. I know you do, but
I mean, it's not like Lake Hamilton's bad. They're still, really good team, but Little Rock Christian scores they're putting up are pretty crazy.
They've been scoring a lot of points. That's true. Tommy Gillerin does a great job with the Wolves.
He does.
Handoff on a draw play coming to the near sideline. Hubbard, he's got a first down at the 40, the 45, knocked out of bounds near midfield. Biggest play of the night for Mountain Home, and Hubbard with it out to the 50.
Hadn't heard much from Hubbard tonight. Of course, the opportunity hadn't arisen for him to be out there, but, great blocking by the Bombers up front, and they created that gap, and he was able to turn on the Jets a little bit, bring him to midfield.
A 33-yard pickup. He came into the game with 16 yards on the season, and he gets 33 here. Into the third, Greenwood up 49-0. This is Bomber Football. Classic Hits 101.7. To Talon Palmer on the near side, and we've got a flag in the backfield, and let's see what this is. Is this going to be a... It was back and around where the quarterback was, where Yates was when he threw the football. Pass is complete to Palmer. We're waiting to see what it is. Personal foul against Greenwood, roughing the passer. So the play goes to the 43-yard line. A gain of 7, and then the 15-yard penalty, and it's the 8th first down of the night for Mountain Home. 4 penalties for 50 yards against the Bulldogs tonight. Bombers with it at the 28. Rolling to the right side is Yates. Sets his feet, fires long down the right sideline and just over the outstretched hands of Blake Bentley on the far side.
It's a good-looking ball out of Yates' hand, just one step short off of that, maybe even a half step by Bentley.
So 11:18 left in the ball game with the running clock here in the second half. With the mercy rule, Greenwood was up 42-0 at halftime. It's 49-0 right now. Hubbard is still in the game at running back, I should say, for Mountain Home. Chenoweth is roaming the sidelines. Trips to the right side for the Bombers. Yates rolls that side. Here comes that draw play back against the grain. Hubbard breaks a tackle. Hubbard on his feet inside the 20, down to the 16-yard line, and another first down for Mountain Home.
That's a couple good plays by Chris Hubbard there. I mean, he's been pretty quiet. You said he had 16 yards on the season before tonight, but they've tried to use him a lot of short yardage situations this year. But I mean, he's quadrupled his yardage for the year in about 2 plays.
He has. Had a 33-yarder, a 12-yarder there. Yates looking to pass, firing towards the end zone. It's tipped and intercepted at the 3. It went through the hands of the intended receiver, and I didn't see who the intended receiver was.
Might have been Palmer, it looked
Palmer
like.
was there, and McBride was there.
Yeah,
I didn't see who it was intended for, whose hands it went off of, I should say. 5th turnover of the night by the Bombers.
That's just tough luck. That wasn't Cade's fault there. It just his receiver right in the hands and bounced straight up in the air. And could see who came up with that interception.
I have no idea.
I couldn't see their jersey number. As soon as he caught it, they swarmed him over there. But
I know they didn't score on that play right there, but we're going to go ahead and call that our drive of the game. It was a good one. Brought to you by United Country Realty, serving the Ozarks. Their team includes agents across Arkansas and Missouri. Our drive of the game right there for the Bombers. Davis on the carry for Greenwood, takes it to the 14 from the 3, an 11-yard pickup and a first down. There's a pass play left side, Arrington. They are still starters in this ball game for Greenwood. I don't understand that. You're up 49. Why would you risk an injury here?
I mean, at first I thought, well, it's about tiebreaker points, but it only goes up to 14.
You're right.
So I'm lost at this one. At this point where you put JV kids in, but
I believe it goes to 13, doesn't it?
13 or 14, somewhere in there.
13 for football, yes.
I know basketball it's 10, baseball it's, I want to say 3, but I can't remember what it's exactly in football, but this is just, it's almost running it up.
Coach Young does a good job.
Yeah.
Really good guy. He wouldn't do that, but he does. And I guess you can look at it this way too. He's got his freshman quarterback out there.
That's
a
the other
chance
thing
for him to work with some of these other normal starters.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's still good game reps for him.
Yes. Completion out to the 20 here. Carnes making the catch. And it's going to be 4th down here. Looks like at about the 23-yard line.
I'll punt this one away.
4th and a yard, and they'll punt away, as you mentioned, with 8:22 left to play. Fox will be back deep here for Mountain Home.
I guarantee that's what they've been doing, just trying to work the freshmen in with the first team, because like last week, his number got called, 4th quarter.
That's right. The punt is away. It's a good one. Fox not going to be able to reach it. Now he's going to pick it up at the 30. And he's going to break one tackle, and then he's pulled down back at the 30. He got back to where he fielded the punt, and Bombers will start there. The market at the 31 officially. Bombers back home next week. Lake Hamilton will be in town, and again, they're leading, last check, leading Little Rock Christian. Pulaski Academy's behind right now, and there's some interesting scores around the state tonight, that's for sure. Bombers with the football, 7:42 left in the ball game. Hubbard still in on running back. Pass is intended for Drury, thrown into traffic, and it's incomplete.
That almost got intercepted too.
It did. There was several blue jerseys there,
So
and no white, just the one white jersey.
Got a line change now for the Bombers.
Yeah, they're changing out the entire offensive line, and looks like
everybody.
There's like a whole new offense out there.
They're putting in Caleb Foster.
Yeah, Caleb Foster.
Yeah, they're
threw a touchdown pass in the JV game against Mountain Grove Monday night.
Good kid. Really good kid.
It's a whole new offense out there for Mountain Home. We've got an offside penalty against the Bulldogs.
It's pretty funny to watch. See, had the first team out there. I look up. I didn't think it was fourth down. I saw everybody around the field. It's full line change.
It wasn't just, everybody changed.
Uh-huh.
So the penalty moves the ball to the 36. Greenwood 5 penalties for 55 yards. 6:43 to go. Foster hands it off. Nowhere to go for Brady Lance. He is hit and knocked backwards. Making the big play for Greenwood was Gage Hanna that time.
Pulaski Academy's taking the lead on Russellville, 22-17.
Okay. Loss of 2, back to the 34. 6:15 to play. So Lake Hamilton in town next week. 2 weeks from tonight, we'll be at Russellville. And they're playing very well tonight, obviously, against Pulaski Academy. Foster looking to pass across the middle, and it's incomplete. That ball looks like it was intended for Corwin Morris, and Corwin's going to be upset with himself. He didn't haul that one in. That was a catchable pass, and he couldn't hang on to it.
I tell you, that was a good-looking throw, good decision by Foster back there, but just fell through his hands.
So the Bombers will be forced to punt once again. Nobody back deep for Greenwood. Barnett ready to punt. They don't have enough players out there. They're going to have to hurry and get somebody out there. Still 12 seconds on the play clock. That's Milburn coming in. He left the game earlier with a leg injury, but he's returned. Excuse me. Snap is good. The kick is away. And again, nobody back deep for Greenwood. This one bounces at the 25. Down to by Milburn at the 24-yard line. And that's where Greenwood will take over.
So, we mentioned that, when you talked to Coach Young this week that said that Houston was out, he ended up starting, and then Archer's behind him. Who's behind him? Because I'm wondering if they're not going to try to get him in here and close this game out. Or are they?
Third-string quarterback is a sophomore, number 82, traditional QB number, Scott Holland.
I wonder if they'll get him some reps here toward the end of the game, but can't really tell who they're.
Still Archer out there.
Oh, yeah.
Although some new receivers in the ball game. Looks like some new offensive linemen, too. That's something we didn't talk about. There's a flag on the play here.
I bet some movement.
There was just, who was it? It was against Greenwood. That's going to move him back to the 19-yard line. We didn't talk about how big their offensive line was. We had a huge one at Harrison last week. This week they go 6'4", 245, 6'2", 265, 5'10", 270, 6'3", 310, 6'4", 245.
It's a big old line.
It is. Not quite as big as Harrison.
It's up there.
Yeah. 4:22 left in the ball game. Greenwood up 49-0. They'll keep it on the ground here. A sweep coming to the near side. The carry is Josiah Spicer. Several Bombers in on the stop that time, including Maddox Carney. Ball out to the 25-yard line, a pickup of 6.
A lot of second and third stringers out there for Mountain Home at this point. Same on both ends of the ball. Archer's still out there, but, you know, he's crazy enough, he's still their backup.
Good game experience for these young men.
Absolutely.
End of 3. Lake Hamilton's up on Little Rock Christian 27-19 right now. 3:30 left here. The handoff is Spicer going to the left side. And finally out of bounds at about the 25. He didn't gain much, if anything, there.
It may give him a yard, looks like. Very generous yard.
Actually, no. He lost a yard. So 3rd down and 10 here for the Bulldogs. Just under 3 minutes left to go. So Archer pretty much just handing off at this point. It's a low snap.
Well,
hey, he will pass on 3rd down here, and it is incomplete, intended on the far sideline. And now a late flag comes in after the play, and there's some jawing going on, and let's see who they got. So it's going to be 4th and 10. But let's see what the penalty is. It's unsportsmanlike conduct against Greenwood. I guarantee you Coach Young's not going to be happy with that. One of those, that's the freshman. That's one of those, we talked about Cody Taylor, a young man who's already visited Arkansas. He's just a freshman, and he's out there jawing in a 49-0 game. And I tell you, Coach Young is not going to forget that when it comes to practice time on Monday. He may be running a while.
That's one of those freshman moments.
Here's the punt away, and it's going to be taken by Fox, although he muffs it and falls back on it. Mountain Home's going to have their best starting field position of the night at the Greenwood 43.
Bombers still a couple timeouts left. Try to get something in the end zone, try to get some points on the board, build on something good for next week. As they'll be back in the comforts of Bomber Stadium.
Well, it'd be nice if they can get something here and get some points on the board. Against all the reserves in there right now for Mountain Home. Caleb Foster in a quarterback, 2 receivers to the left side. This is Hubbard with it. He's still in the ball game, and he is going to be upended after. Looks like he gets back to the line of scrimmage. Gain of 1. We'll call him at the 42.
You know, he's only had a couple carries, but Hubbard's done a good job so far tonight. He's probably hovering around 50 yards carrying. Probably getting him some extra work. You know, he's mainly just as he's
going to come hobbling off the field. Yep. Brady Lance will come in at that running back position. Hubbard limping a little bit as he comes to the Mountain Home sideline. Handoff is to Lance. Turns it upfield and keeps the legs driving. Gets back to the 42, back to the line of scrimmage. That looked like it was going to be a 3-yard loss, and he turns it into no gain. So 1:10 left to play, and 69 seconds left. 3rd and 9 for Mountain Home's offense at the Greenwood 42. Foster pulls it on that read option. Good call inside the 40, and he's going to take it to the 38 at Mountain Home with that 4-yard gain.
That was a good read by Foster there. You know, he's reading where the defensive end was to his side, and he saw that he kind of sunk in, and he was able to get a nice little gain there.
4th and 5 here for the Bombers, and The offense is still out there. There's only 32 seconds left, so they're going to line up and go for it again here.
Have to snap it one more time.
18 seconds left, and this will be the final play of the game. Foster looking long down the middle, and it's incomplete. Two players with their hands on it, neither one could bring it in, and that's going to wrap it up. The final play of the game as Greenwood wins it 49-0 over Mountain Home. You can hear the fireworks going off in the background. 49-0, Greenwood with the win. We begin our post-game coverage in just a moment. You're listening to Bomber Football on Classic Hits 101.7.